Mobile made us reimagine every product we were working on. We had to take into account that the user interaction model had fundamentally changed. And so today, we are excited that we are rolling out Smart Reply to over 1 billion users of Gmail. It works really well. Here's a sample email. If you get an email like this, the machine learning systems learn to be conversational, and it can reply, "I'm fine with Saturday," or whatever. Deep learning is what allowed us, about 2 weeks ago, to announce support for multiple users in Google Home, so that we can recognize up to 6 people in your house and personalize the experience for each and every one. So voice is becoming an important modality in our products. The same thing is happening with vision. Similar to speech, we are seeing great improvements in computer vision. So when we look at a picture like this, we are able to understand the attributes behind the picture. We realize it's your boy in a birthday party. There was cake and family involved, and your boy was happy. So we can understand all that better now. And our computer vision systems now, for the task of image recognition, are even better than humans. So it's astounding progress, and we're using it across our products. So if you use the Google Pixel, it has the best-in-class camera, and we do a lot of work with computer vision. You can take a low-light picture like this, which is noisy, and we automatically make it much clearer for you. Or coming very soon, if you take a picture of your daughter at a baseball game, and there is something obstructing it, we can do the hard work, remove the obstruction, and have the picture of what matters to you in front of you. Today, we are announcing a new initiative called Google Lens. Google Lens is a set of vision-based computing capabilities that can understand what you're looking at and help you take action based on that information. We'll ship it first in Google Assistant and Photos, and it'll come to other products. So how does it work? So for example, if you run into something and you want to know what it is, say a flower, you can invoke Google Lens from your assistant, point your phone at it, and we can tell you what flower it is. It's great for someone like me with allergies. Or if you've ever been at a friend's place and you've crawled under a desk just to get the username and password from a Wi-Fi router, you can point your phone at it, and we can automatically do the hard work for you. Or if you're walking in a street downtown and you see a set of restaurants across you, you can point your phone, because we know where you are and we have our knowledge graph and we know what you're looking at, we can give you the right information in a meaningful way. As you can see, we are beginning to understand images and videos. What you see behind me is one Cloud TPU board. It has 4 chips in it, and each board is capable of 180 trillion floating point operations per second. And we have designed it for our data centers so you can easily stack them. You can put 64 of these into one big supercomputer. We call these TPU pods, and each pod is capable of 11.5 petaflops. It is an important advance in technical infrastructure for the AI era. The reason we named it Cloud TPU is because we are bringing it through the Google Cloud Platform.
We're adding the ability to type to your assistant on the phone. Last time I traveled to Osaka, I came across a line of people waiting to try something that smelled amazing. Now, I don't speak Japanese, so I couldn't read the sign out front. But Google Translate knows over 100 languages, and my assistant will help with visual translation. I just tap the Google Lens icon, point the camera, and my assistant can instantly translate them into English. And now I continue the conversation.
What does it look like?
These pictures should match.
All right, it looks pretty yummy. Now notice, I never had to type the name of the dish. My assistant used visual context and answered my question conversationally. I love live music, and sometimes I see info for shows around town that look like fun. Now, I can just tap the Google Lens icon and point the camera at the event marquee. My assistant instantly recognizes what I'm looking at. Now, if I wanted to, I could tap to hear some of this band's songs, and my assistant offers other helpful suggestions right in the viewfinder. There's one to buy tickets from Ticketmaster and another to add the show to my calendar. And today, I'm excited to announce that the Google Assistant is now available on the iPhone. So no matter what smartphone you use, you can now get help from the same smart assistant throughout the day, at home and on the go. The new Google Assistant SDK allows any device manufacturer to easily build the Google Assistant into whatever they're building. Speakers, toys, drink mixing robots, whatever crazy device all of you think up, now can incorporate the Google Assistant. Now, we're working with many of the world's best consumer brands and their suppliers, so keep an eye out for the badge that says Google Assistant built in when you do your holiday shopping this year.
We're announcing support for proactive assistance coming to Google Home. Home is great at providing personally relevant information for you when you ask for it, but we think it'd be even more helpful if it can automatically notify you of those timely and important messages. And we do this by understanding the context of your daily life and proactively looking for that really helpful information and providing it for you in a hands-free way. So for example, let's say I'm relaxing and playing a game with the kids. Well, I can see that the Google Home lights just turned on. Hey Google, what's up?
Hi Rishi, traffic's heavy right now, so you'll need to leave in 14 minutes to get to Shoreline Athletic Fields by 3:30 p.m.
That's pretty nice. The assistant saw the game coming up on my calendar and got my attention because I had to leave earlier than normal. You can call any landline or mobile number in the US or Canada completely free. And it's all done in a hands-free way. We'll be adding Bluetooth support to all existing Google Home devices, so you can play any audio from your iOS or Android device. Last year, we launched the ability to use your voice to play YouTube, Netflix, and Google Photos right on your TV. And today, we're announcing additional partners, including HBO Now.
We built a product from the ground up with AI at its core. And that's enabled us to do things in ways that only Google can. Like, when you're looking for that one photo you can't find, Google Photos organizes your library by people, places, and things. Simply type Anil Pineapple Hawaii and instantly find this gem. Or when you come home from vacation, overwhelmed by the hundreds of photos you took, Google Photos will give you an album curated with only the best shots, removing duplicates and blurry images. We're announcing suggested sharing. Google Photos recognized this was a meaningful moment, it selected the right shots, and it figured out who he should send it to based on who was in the photos. In this case, it's Johnvi, Jason, and a few others who are also at the event. Dave can now review the photo selected, as well as update the recipients, or if he's happy with it, he can just tap send. And that's it. Google Photos will even send an SMS or an email to anyone who doesn't have the app, and that way everyone can view and save the full resolution photos, even if they don't have Google Photos accounts. And because Google Photos sharing works on any device, including iOS, let's have a look at what Johnvi sees on her iPhone. She receives a notification, and tapping on it lets her quickly jump right into the album and look at all the photos that Dave has shared with her. But notice here at the bottom, she's asked to contribute the photos she took from the event, with Google Photos automatically identifying and suggesting the right ones. Johnvi can review the suggestions and then simply tap Add.
From the beginning, Android has really blazed a trail when it comes to its advanced notification system. In O, we're extending the reach of notifications with something we call notification dots. It's a new way for app developers to indicate that there's activity in their app and to drive engagement. So let's take a look. You'll notice that the Instagram app icon has a dot in it. And this is indicating that there's a notification associated with the app. So if I pull down the shade, sure enough, you can see there's a notification. In this case, someone's commented on a photo I'm tagged in. What's really cool is I can long press the app icon, and we now show the notification in place. One of the things I really like about the notification dot mechanism is that it works with zero effort from the app developer. We even extract the color of the dot from your icon. Oh, and you get to erase the icon by simply swiping the notification like that, so you're always in control. I want to show you one more demo of how we're making Android more fluid by improving copy and paste. The feature is called Smart Text Selection. So let's take a look. I can double tap anywhere on the phrase Old Coffee House, and all of it is select for me. No more fiddling around with text selection handles. It even works for addresses. So if I double tap on the address, all of it is selected. And what's more, there's more. What's more is the machine learned model classifies this as an address and automatically suggests maps so I can get directions to it with a single click. And of course, it works as you expect for phone numbers. You get the phone dialer suggested. And for email addresses, you get Gmail suggested. All of this neural networking processing happens on device in real time and without any data leaving the device. It's pretty awesome.
We're investing in what we call vitals, keeping your phone secure and in a healthy state to maximize power and performance. We've invested in 3 foundational building blocks: security enhancements, OS optimizations, and tools to help developers build great apps. The single biggest visible change in O is boot time. On Pixel, for example, you'll find in most cases your boot time is now twice as fast. And we've made all apps faster by default. We did this through extensive changes to our runtime. Now, this is really cool stuff, like concurrent compacting garbage collection and code locality. But all you really need to know is that your apps will run faster and smoother. Take Google Sheets. Aggregate performance over a bunch of common actions is now over 2 times as fast. And that's all from the OS. There are no changes to the app. But we found apps could still have a huge impact on performance. Some apps were running in the background, and they were consuming tons of system resources, especially draining battery. So in O, we're adding wise limits to background location and background execution. These boundaries put sensible limits on usage. They're protecting battery life and freeing up memory. We have never added a new programming language to Android, and today we're making Kotlin an officially supported language in Android.
We call it Android Go. Android Go focuses on 3 things. First, optimizing the latest release of Android to run smoothly on entry-level devices, starting with Android O. Second, a rebuilt set of Google apps that use less memory, storage space, and mobile data. And third, a version of the Play Store that contains the whole app catalog, but highlights the apps designed by all of you for the next billion users. And we've created an API that carriers can integrate with, so you can see exactly how much prepaid data you have left, and even top up right there on the device. But beyond the OS, the Google apps are also getting smarter about data. For example, on these devices, the Chrome Data Saver feature will be turned on by default. Data Saver transcodes content on the server and simplifies pages when you're on a slow connection. And now we're making the savings more visible here in the UI. In aggregate, this feature is saving users over 750 terabytes of data every day.
Virtual reality can be transporting. You can experience not just what it's like to see someplace, but what it's like to really be there. And augmented reality uses your surroundings as context and puts computing into the real world. A lot has happened since Google I/O last year, and I'm excited to share a bit of what we've been up to. Well, I'm excited to announce that an entirely new kind of VR device is coming to Daydream, what we call standalone VR headsets. We're working closely with 2 amazing consumer electronics companies to build the first headsets. First, HTC, the company that created the Vive. We're excited about it, too. They're a leader in VR, and we're delighted to be working with them on a standalone VR headset for Daydream. And second, Lenovo. We've been partners for years working together on Tango, and now we're excited to work with them on VR. These devices will start to come to market later this year. So let's turn to augmented reality. Now, a lot of us were introduced to the idea of AR last year with Pokemon Go. And the app gave us a glimpse of AR, and it showed us just how cool it can be to have digital objects show up in our world. One thing we've seen clearly is that AR is most powerful when it's tightly coupled to the real world, and the more precisely, the better. That's why we've been working with the Google Maps team on a service that can give devices access to very precise location information indoors. It's kind of like GPS, But instead of talking to satellites to figure out where it is, your phone looks for distinct visual features in the environment, and it triangulates with those. So you have GPS. We call this VPS, Google's Visual Positioning Service. And this is working today. So here we are walking down an aisle at Lowe's, and the phone will find these key visual feature points, which you can see there in yellow. By comparing the feature points against previously observed ones, those colorful dots in the back, the phone can figure out exactly where it is in space down to within a few centimeters. So GPS can get you to the door, and then VPS can get you to the exact item that you're looking for.